Yo, what's up, people? In this video, we're going to talk about something that I have dubbed concept mapping. And I like to use concept mapping for two reasons. Reason number one is that it allows you to think of creative solutions to problems, or really just creative ways of thinking about things that you would not have thought about had you not executed this concept mapping strategy. That's number one. Number two, it'll make you more tolerant of other people's beliefs, I guess, and the way it will do this. And, fine, I might not seem like the most tolerant person, but I really am, I swear. And let me tell you about concept mapping, why, or how that's relevant. But anyway, let's talk about it. So here's the deal. What is concept mapping? Concept mapping is something that I have found very useful. I guess I noticed this for the first time when I have been talking about things other than fitness, right? I have this YouTube channel, talk about fitness a lot, and even before I was making these videos about health and fitness, because I know a lot about it, I think something I'm good at. It's an area of my life that I've handled, and I believe that I have it handled because there are several core concepts that I believe to be true, and I live my life fitness-wise according to these beliefs, and those beliefs have shaped my behaviors, and those behaviors have given me a certain result. So, if A equals B equals C, then A also equals C, right? If the concepts equal the beliefs, and the beliefs equal the behaviors, then the concepts equal the behaviors, right? So anyway, it's a little complicated, but the point is that let's say for the sake of argument that I have certain beliefs about fitness that are overall net positive, high quality beliefs, let's call them, as judged by giving me a good result. Let's say the result is having a nice body, let's say the result is rarely being sick, and let's say the result is having lots of energy, right? Those are the results that my behaviors will give me, okay? So these concepts that I have that lead to these beliefs are, for example, I just totally blanked. Well, let's say one of the concepts is, in order to have a nice body and be fit, you need to go to the gym, right? And the reason that people don't have nice bodies is because they don't go to the gym, not because they don't know what they need to do, right? So that's the concept, which I guess if we want to shorten that, if we want to truncate that, basically the concept is people know what they need to do but aren't actually doing it because they're afraid, because they're procrastinating, because they fill in the reason why people do not go to the gym, which 99 bazillion times out of 100 bazillion is because people are just making an excuse to avoid pain. Okay, so if we were to apply that concept that I learned from fitness over to another area of my life, let's say making money, then if we were to map that over, we would say, okay, people know what they need to do to make money, but they're just not doing it because they want to avoid pain, right? Even if the peg does not fit exactly into the hole, you can still look at the problem through this lens that is normally reserved for this other area, and you might find some insight there that might help you solve the problem, right? So why is this useful, right? So let's say, for example, let's take the fitness example again, right? Let's say that I believe that I am fit and healthy because I know what I need to do to be fit, and I go and I do those things, right? So let's say I'm wondering, oh, how come I'm broke? Why don't I have any money? Is it because I'm just cursed? Is it because God hates me? Is it because the world's not fair? Is it because fucking the Rothschilds stole all the money and control the banking system? Or is it because I know what I actually need to do and I'm not doing it, right? Even if there are extraneous circumstances that are preventing me from making money, which arguably there really aren't any. By me looking at this problem through this other lens, this other belief-shaped lens, I'm able to kind of understand things in a different way. Even if it's not 100% one-to-one ratio of exactness, being fit is not making money. There are two different things that have different requirements. The changing of the frame will help me, I believe, right? So how do you apply this to other things? Basically what you do is you take one concept from one area and you apply that to a completely different area that does not seem to have any result, any any direct relation to it. Like, let's say, for example, another concept that I have is every time I drink a cup of coffee, I know that I will eventually be tired afterwards, so I have to make sure to do as much work as I can while I'm still feeling the effects of the caffeine. Okay, what is the overall concept that we're thinking about here? Basically, the concept is I need to utilize the time where I have an advantage to do as much work as possible, right? So if I apply this to another area of my life, let's just say it's really just strike while the iron is hot, right? But let's take the specific example of caffeine, right, and work output. We could apply this to fitness as well, right? Let's say I take my pre-workout. I know that I have a window of an hour and a half ish, 2 hours, to utilize the additional benefit that I will have from that, and I need to use that to my advantage before this limited state goes away and is replaced by the baseline state. Okay, that's a little bit more of a direct correlation because both of them involve physiological symptoms as a result of ingesting something. But you could make the same argument for, let's say you're selling a product, right? And this product, or you want to sell a product, and this product, is somehow, or a version of this product is trending on social media. This whole idea of like strike while the iron is hot is to capitalize on this idea while it's still at the front of people's minds, right? Which again is not a direct correlation. It's not I need to increase my work output, or it kind of is. I guess you could say that. I need to increase my work output while these temporary conditions are still the case. Right. Another example that I just thought of is, let's say, Wes Watson, for example, is kind of trending on YouTube, right? Or regardless of, forget about Wes Watson, any of these people who are trending on YouTube, right? What I should do is I should release videos about them when they're trending. Because normally what I do is I release the videos in the order that they are recorded. Ever since I only started uploading one a day, I do cherry pick the videos now, but that's only been for about a week. So what I should do instead of and to be fair, when I was doing 6 to 8 videos a day, that made more sense to release them as they were recorded. But now, if I'm only doing one a day, I might as well release the best ones. And I'm still recording 5, 6, 7, 8 videos a day, I might as well release the one that I think will do the best, right? So it's taking advantage of conditions that will be met temporarily to receive the maximum amount of benefit in the shortest amount of time, right? So it's all these ideas of concept mapping, right? You can take these from religion, you can take these from business, you can take these from dating, you can take these honestly from some random idea that your friend has who you might not agree with. Okay, now to the second point that I made about this being able to kind of expand your mind in terms of being more tolerant of other people with different beliefs. It's not so much that you want to be tolerant in this like, what is it, like live and let live kind of thing. Although that is true. You should live and let live. I might not seem like I believe that based on the reaction videos that I do. However, you have to keep in mind, people want to see me react negatively. Like, we want to see anger. We want to see somebody call out people on their bullshit, which is what I think I do. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Whatever. So like you're getting a very limited view of my personality, where I'm really just talking shit about other people. It's called what it is. Or if we want to phrase it nicely, I'm talking shit about their actions and behaviors and beliefs, not about them as people, right? Because it really comes down to the actions or the beliefs that they have or are doing. However, that said, let's take Stephanie Buttermore, for example, right? Let's take this all-in challenge. This all-in challenge, I think, is stupid, is retarded. If you watch any of my videos on it, you'll hear that is my opinion, clearly. However, what I am able to kind of understand from this, or the way that I'm able to understand that, this is kind of working in reverse, is because I understand a concept called exposure therapy. Okay, exposure therapy is kind of the idea of this whole fucking all-in bullshit, which is where you eat like you expose yourself to something that gives you anxiety for an extended period of time, and after a certain amount of time, that thing will no longer give you anxiety, right? Which, if we read between the lines of like Stephanie Buttermore's all-in challenge and her history of being a fitness model or whatever she's famous for, basically that's what it comes down to, is that she feels anxiety regarding food. She doesn't want to feel that anxiety anymore, wants to just feel normal about food, and is exposing herself to lots of food, to eating her trigger foods, use the retarded eating disorder terminology, as a way to desensitize herself to that so that she can achieve a healthy weight without feeling guilty about it, right? That's like, nobody wants to say that. She's not going to come out and say that. Her fucking crazy fans are not going to come out and say that. But as a result of me understanding exposure therapy, I'm able to map that concept over to the Stephanie Buttermore thing, and I think see it for what it really is. Set point, science, watch me eat a donut, get the fuck out of here. Like, come on, who's actually buying that? Really? Like, okay, you're 15-year-old fans who like love anything that you do regardless. Like, and then there's the additional, I don't want this to turn into like a Stephanie Buttermore rant, but there's the additional dimension of, okay, I don't want to starve myself to get a six-pack anymore. I don't want my livelihood to come from that anymore. I need to replace it with something. So now I'm going to be the ex-fitness model who is now fat or fatter and helps girls get over an eating disorder. That's now my source of income. Please buy my t-shirt. You know what I mean? There's that as well, right? So like that's how I think I'm able to like have these insights, what I consider to be deep insights about these people. People leave me a comment to say, oh, you have a unique perspective, you have an interesting perspective on things. This is a result of this concept mapping that I do, which, okay, how do you do it, right? That's how you, let's talk about how you do it, right? Number one, you need to reduce a behavior to its logical explanation, okay? Like, think about, and the way to do this is to examine the results, right? Like, let's say, for example, I don't want to take the Stephanie Buttermore thing again, but let's say somebody is making lots of videos. Let's take Rebecca Loom, for example. I can't get away from this eating disorder shit. Let's take Rebecca Loom. Okay, the girl makes videos about she's overcoming her eating disorder and blah, blah, blah. And what's the result of that? The result is that people are saying, oh, we love you, Rebecca. You're a hero. Keep fighting the good fight. So what are we left with is you have this one person who's performing an action, creating a video, reenactment of her, allegedly meekly like eating a fucking hamburger. You create that piece of content, that content that gets positive results, she's financially rewarded for that, and her dopamine button in her mind is further pressed as a result of getting the positive feedback about it. And her fucking boyfriend who's like, oh, you're a hero, Rebecca, fucking you ate that fucking hamburger, eh? Like, it's amazing. Wow, good for you, mate. Like, fucking, hey, man, eat that hamburger. I don't know, it's like my bogan accent, Australian guy, whatever. Anyway, so the concept that we're left with here, in this case, would be somebody has what they claim to be a negative condition or a negative set of behaviors or a negative set of beliefs, allegedly negative, with only negative repercussions. However, they are, and as a result, they're making content about this negative behavior, but there's actually positive benefits if we look at what the positive benefits are. She's making money, she's getting attention, her boyfriend's being super nice to her and like humoring her, let's say, intentionally, seemingly humoring her, not like understanding that it's really just like get attention and fucking make money. Sorry, Rebecca, you'll never watch this. Sorry, Rebecca's boyfriend, yeah, you don't care, but like whatever. So the concept that we would take from that is that somebody can claim they have a negative behavior, claim to be taking steps to correct it, and stay stuck in this perpetual state of transition between negative and positive behaviors, and that will be rewarded, right? That's the concept here. And when I have that concept in mind, I'm able to map that over to all of these other eating disorder YouTubers, and in my mind see it clearly for what it is. And how did I discover this concept? I analyzed logically what these people were actually doing and what the results were. And it also just so happens that I was gifted with many links to many videos where it was clearly exactly what these people were doing, staying in this state of like perpetual transition between positive and negative behavior. Now, that said, there are many different concepts in the world, let's say an infinite amount of concepts, but the challenge is taking them, understanding them for what they are, and applying them to other areas of your life. So how can you actually do this in practice? I don't know, just try it. I don't know. Like what I like to do is I like to map over concepts from something that I understand very well, which sadly is really only fitness. That's like the only area of my life where I have handled. Seems like I have it together, maybe, I don't know, for my videos. I don't at all. But if you hear me talk about fitness, you're like, oh yeah, this guy's got a pretty good head on his shoulders. Seems to know his stuff. You know, little do you know that that's the only thing that I'm able to speak about intelligently, really, I think. However, the reason I'm able to talk about other things intelligently is because I map over concepts from fitness to anything, really. You know, is it because I studied philosophy, like read a few philosophy textbooks as I failed out of college 3 times? Like, maybe. I think it's because I just map over concepts from different areas and see things for what they are. So anyway, at the end of the day, what you have to do is you have to reduce the behavior to its most logical explanation by depersonalizing it, right? Imagine that you're stating it in scientific terms as like a study, like subject A created a piece of media where blah, 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 and these were the results. Not easy for a lot of people to do, especially, you know, if your main source of information is YouTube, because YouTube is a gigantic circle jerk in a fucking popularity contest, and it's very hard for people to separate the actions of these celebrities, let's call them, from the celebrity status that they have. You know, the halo effect, let's say. Somebody has 1 million subscribers and they do something. It's like, wow, Stephanie Buttermore did this. She's a hero. When in reality, it's, I don't know. I don't think it's heroic. I think it's stupid. But whatever. Who cares? Is she hurting anybody? No. You know, let people do what they want. Is it good health advice in the purest sense? I also think no. I think it's dumb and inefficient and whatever. Get into that in any of my other Stephanie Buttermore videos that I've ever done. But, you know, whatever. Live and let live, right? Okay, so anyway, that was concept mapping. Did that make any sense? I know there's a lot going on here in the background, lots of horns honking. Probably would have made more sense if I had one of my like fancy PowerPoint presentations and or didn't have all this other stuff going on. But hey, you know, you've got to work with what you've got. And currently what I've got is a cafe in Vietnam where I can use the internet for free and have a private space. This is as private as it's going to get, really, to record these videos. Okay, cool. So what do you think about concept mapping? Is this a useful topic? Do you ever use this concept mapping topic? Do you have an area of your life that you are having trouble figuring out, where you think maybe this concept mapping would have a use? If so, let me know. Leave me a comment. I will try to help you out. I don't think it's particularly hard because I kind of know how to do it. Does that mean that I have every area of my life figured out? No, because at the end of the day, you still got to do the fucking work, even if you know what you have to do. Like the first example that we used, however, hey, at least I know why I'm fucked up, right? Anyway, long story short, just got to do the work. Peace.